D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds, and welcome to my week in review, where I come to you every Sunday with 3 entertainment stories that I personally find interesting, and then we discuss them down below. Now, also down below, you can find the articles that I read to bring you this video, and you can read them for yourself, or you can just watch this video, or I'm going to break them all down for you. Before I get started, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we just keep getting shoved to the back of the line. So please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. All right, so now that we got that business out of the way, why don't we go ahead and get started on these 3 stories. So for my first story this week, all right, you guys. So I reported that Josh Brolin was in talks to be Hal Jordan, aka the Green Lantern. And it looks like he has passed on the role. He said, nope, I don't want it. Now, I think it's a bad choice, but at the same time, what are you going to do? Josh Brolin's going to Josh Brolin. So as I said last week, as of recording this, so the next one up is Chris Pine. Now, I enjoy Chris Pine and know a lot of people might be thrown off because I did see people at the time, and I said this in my last video, that he played Steve Trevor. So I just want to say I don't care if he played Steve Trevor or whatnot, because he's an actor. Actors gotta act. And I think that Hal Jordan will be a fine, role for Chris Pine. But if Chris Pine doesn't take it because he's like, I have a bad taste in my mouth from DC and DC fans, the next one up is Timothy Olyphant. And I love Timothy Olyphant also. I love all the 3 choices that they picked for this. And I'm totally okay with whichever one they choose. I understand, why Josh Brolin might not want to take this role. But at the same time, maybe he just was like, nah, I'm not interested. I don't want to do any more superhero movies. If you remember, comic book movies, because he did that Jonah Hex movie, which was terrible, which really sucked because that movie could have been good, but it just wasn't. It wasn't good at all. But I do like Josh Brolin and everything. I hope he keeps going. So the only thing about this Green Lantern show, because I have to be honest with you, and the thing is, I love the concept of it. I love the concept of you get this older, Hal Jordan, who is teaching a younger Jon Stewart how to be, a detective in space. But they come to Earth to solve a murder. Murdered who? I don't know who it is. I'm going to assume it's a superhero or maybe another Green Lantern. That's what my assumptions are, that it's another Green Lantern. They come to Earth and they're like, why was this Green Lantern here? Why did he die? Who killed him? And then we move forward from there. And it's in True Detective style, which I'm also excited for because I love True Detective. I love that show, except for season 2. Season 2 is just completely it's so convoluted. You're just like, what's going on here? I have no idea who the bad guy is. I have no idea what's going on. So I think that there's that. And then I love Green Lantern. I mean, I think there's not too many great Green Lantern stories out there, but Darkest Night is obviously the best one. And Brightest Day wasn't too bad either, but Darkest Night is definitely the best one. But too many crossovers with that one. But I think that this will be a good show, because out of all the stuff that James Gunn had announced when he announced phase 1 or part 1 of phase 1, I don't know, the Gods and Monsters phase, the Green Lantern show was the one I was most excited about. I think that I thought it was great. It sounded great, and I was quite excited for it. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they said the True Detective style, I was like, yeah, I love True Detective. So I think that I think overall this show sounds great. Now back to the casting. I think that Josh Brolin, again, he's got to do what's best for him. I would have liked to have seen him in the role because I do think he's a good actor, but what are you going to do? And I nothing but, good luck to him. And I wish all good things on him. It's just me personally, as someone that's not an actor, if I did get on something, or they wanted me to be around, like Hal Jordan, I don't know if he's going to survive the show, but if he does, I'd want to ride that money train to the bank. You know what I'm saying? But, whatever, it's fine. So let's let's see if Chris Pine or Timothy Oliphant, if either one of those get the role, and we'll see where it goes from here. All right, you guys. So that was my first story of the week. So for my second story of the week, all right, you guys. So the news for this story is that the hunt for Gollum, the new cash grab, is going to be 2 movies apparently, or 3. So Ian McKellen apparently will be playing Gandalf again. He's going to play Gandalf, and that's good because we don't want the guy from the Rings of Power, because that show sucks, and there's nothing good about that show. So here is the article. Now, this comes from the Nerdist and everything. I'm not going to go through this article. I'm just going to break down the article and tell you what it says. But let me just say right now, I wish they wouldn't do this movie. Don't get me wrong. If you go on YouTube, there is The Hunt for Gollum, the fan film. And if you watch that one, that movie is pretty good. The fan film, it's pretty good. Or at least I personally enjoyed it. I thought everything, it's obviously a fan film, but at the same time, it's pretty good, But the speculation is that it's mostly about Aragorn, which is fine by me also, but at the same time, I'm just like, I don't know, you guys. I understand that you want to keep making these movies because this is an IP that's just really just great. But I just go, the Hobbit movies weren't that good because you guys wanted to expand that shit into 3 movies. And I just go, the Hobbit, 2 movies, tops, and they just kept expanding. So this will be 2 or 3 movies, and I go, do not make it 3 movies. Do not make it 3 movies. I say make it 1 movie, but stop trying to do these trilogies, because these trilogies never work out. Like The Hobbit was just shit. I'm sorry. Like there's stuff from the Hobbit movies that I do like, but it was just too long, man. I mean, it should have ended in that second movie, but they're just like, let's see how much money we can get out of these fools. And of course, I went and seen all 3 movies in the movie theater because I'm a sucker, and I'll see all the 3. If these is 3 movies, I'll see this in 3 movies. So Andy Serkis will be back to direct and to play Gollum, because he's arguably the best motion capture actor out there. So he will be back. Now, Ian McKellen is apparently going to play. He wants to play Gandalf one last time. He said in an interview that he wanted to play Gandalf one last time before he dies. And he's getting pretty old. And in fact, in that he said, I'm getting pretty old. You guys better hurry up if you want me in this movie. And everything. And so producers did reach out and told him that they wanted him to return as Gandalf. And I say that's good, because Ian McKellen, I'm sorry, there are certain actors that have just reached a level in the zeitgeist to where they will be missed when they're gone. And I think Ian McKellen is one of those people. We just recently, as of recording this, just lost James Earl Jones. And I think he's also just one of those iconic actors that once they're gone, you're just like, man, the world is worse off for losing them. And I think Ian McKellen will be definitely one of those people. So the script for this movie is being written right now as I film this, and we'll start filming late next year in 2025. Now, the film could take up to a year with post-production to finish. And there will be apparently a year in between the 2 movies that they have going on. So the final movie will come out in 2028. And hopefully Ian McKellen can live for another 4 years for this movie to be released. I mean, I hope he does. I hope he lives forever because he's just great. But this movie, I don't, like, this movie doesn't need to be made. And if it does get made, just 1 movie would be fine. But 2 movies tops. If they're going to split it, 2 movies tops. Do not make this into a trilogy. I don't want it. The fandom doesn't want it. It's just going to get convoluted like those Hobbit movies. And you're just going to be like, ugh. Like, let's move on. You know what I'm saying? You agree with me. You agree with me. I just say, yeah. But go watch that fan film. It's really good. And I hope Ian McKellen is alive for this, because I don't know if I could watch another actor play Gandalf. Ian McKellen is my Gandalf. You know what I'm saying? Besides the animated movie, Ian McKellen is my Gandalf. You know what I'm saying? And I have to have him as Gandalf, or if it's not him, I don't want it at all. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. All right, you guys. So that was my second story of the week. So for my third and final story this week. All right, you guys. So Spider-Man 4 has found its director. And who's that director? Of course, it's Destin Daniel Cretton. Now, who is Destin Daniel Cretton? Oh, you might be asking. Okay, so he is the director of Shang-Chi. And now I have to be honest with you, I personally didn't like Shang-Chi was fine. Like it was, I liked the first two acts. The third act is where that movie really lost me. Once they go to Shangri-La or whatever that little magic village, and you got the demon in there, that's when they lost me. I was like, all right, where is this going? This is so weird now. I'm personally not feeling it. You know what I'm saying? But I did like the bus fight sequence. It was very Jackie Chan from the 90s. I just loved every minute of that bus fight sequence. It was great. So he is going to be directing Spider-Man 4. Okay. Now, I just want to say right now, I am excited for Spider-Man 4. I love all three Spider-Man movies. You may not like them. That's fine, but I like them. And this is going to be sandwiched in between the two Doomsday and Secret War. So you know it's going to be $1 billion movie right there. Plus, I think, well, if you remember Dustin Daniel Cretton, geez, I hate when people have three names. He was going to direct Avengers 5, Kang Dynasty, before it was no longer Kang Dynasty. And he bailed out of that one. And a small piece of me wonders if he bailed because it was no longer going to be Kang Dynasty. I really do wonder what went on there, but we'll never know. You know, you'll never find out. Well, I mean, somebody knows, but us plebs won't find out. So now, this is, like I said before, going to be sandwiched in between those two movies. And you know what other movie was sandwiched in between two Avengers movies was Captain Marvel. And that movie got to $1 billion. Now, this is supposed to be a multiverse movie, or at least what's her face from Sony wants it to be. And they're like, no, it's not going to be a multiverse movie. I hope it's not a multiverse movie. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One, I think that the multiverse has really not worked out well for Marvel, the MCU at this point. I think it's just because Kevin Feige just, you know, he let other people make decisions for that, and it just hasn't worked out. I do think that the multiverse could have worked if Kevin Feige would have sat down and with every single show, every single movie just said, you need to have this scene in here to connect everything. And if you don't have that scene in here and it doesn't work out, your show's not getting made or you're not making it. You know what I'm saying? Because I just think that it hasn't, the multiverse hasn't worked out. So I hope it's not a multiverse movie because we already got that with Spider-Man 3, which I like Spider-Man 3. I still like Spider-Man 3. So another thing that I saw online was who could be the guest cameo on this movie. I do honestly think that Captain Marvel will make a presence in this movie just because Dustin Daniel Cretton got these Marvel gigs because of Brie Larson, because she was in his first movie, and which I'm all for. You know, I get it. Pay it back, pay it forward, all that good stuff and everything. I'm curious to see how she could fit in here. You know, I'm personally just not interested in her in character anymore, but it's fine. It is what it is. And then I did see some people saying that Shang-Chi could make an appearance in here, which I'm not interested in that. Shang-Chi's time has passed, in my opinion. Like you can have him in other movies, but I think like a Shang-Chi 2, I'm not interested in it. I think the time has passed for that, but we'll see if that gets any, you know, any traction there. Now, as far as the rest of this movie goes, I do think they need to stick to their boots on the ground kind of thing. That keeping Spider-Man in his neighborhood, I think that's the right choice to go. Now, I did also people keep saying Miles Morales. Bring Miles Morales in here. I want to be honest with you. I personally didn't care for the Miles Morales comic books. I love Into the Spider-Verse. I thought the first movie was great. The second movie, I thought the first movie was better than the first movie, but the first movie was better than the second movie, but I did like that second movie. And I love all the animation with that. It's just listen, if you read those comic books and you like them, good. I just personally, like, they were just okay for me. Like, I was all like, Miles Morales is the best ever and everything. He's a good Spider-Man, but, I personally just like this Peter Parker. And I don't think that he's going anywhere because Sony is just like making too much money off of this and everything. And I really do like Tom Holland as Spider-Man. But that ending sequence in Spider-Man 3 was just so, where he's got the suit, the new suit on, where it's just like this kind of like almost like a homemade suit, and he's just going through the building tops. I was just like, all right, this is where we need to start with a new trilogy of Spider-Man in New York, fighting his bad guys. And I think that that's just like no more multiverse with him, just boots on the ground, fighting Green Goblin, fighting, Scorpion, fighting the Lizard, all that stuff. I think that that's the way to go. And I think that they don't go that way. I think that that would be a misstep on Marvel's part. And it wouldn't surprise me if they did misstep, because they keep doing that a lot lately. Now, I did also see people talking about Mr. Negative. Now, I want to be honest with you. I don't know much about this character from the comic books. I have not really read I've read comic books since 2016, but I haven't really delved into any comic books since 2016 because they all suck. Every time I try to pick up a comic book and just start reading again, it's just not good. The stories always end up sucking. And I just think that comic books right now are just really in the garbage in terms of writing. Now, Mr. Negative, I saw people trying to cast Mr. Negative, and they just kept bringing a lot of Asian actors up and everything. One of them they bought was Steven Yeun, which I like Steven Yeun. I don't really know if he was supposed to play Sentry. Maybe he could play this character instead. I'm not quite sure who I would pick. But I just go, I'm fine with whatever they do. I just think keep it to New York. Your cameo, you can have a cameo. I think Iron Man is just the best cameo, but obviously they're not going to do that. And I'm also interested in seeing what the relationship between the new Doctor Doom will be with this Spider-Man, because he looks like Tony Stark, because he is. But it'll just be overall, I am excited for this movie. But Daniel Destin Cretton, he's not my favorite director of all time, but we'll see how this pulls out. But I love all those Spider-Man movies, so that's why I kind of have a little bit of hope for this one. All right, you guys. So those are my 3 stories this week. Tell me, what do you guys think about all of this? Tell me, what do you guys think about Josh Brolin passing on the Hal Jordan / Green Lantern role for the Lantern show? Do you think this was a good choice and he dodged a bullet? Or do you think he should have totally taken the role, because, it's like going to be like, what, 8-10 episodes, and then his character could die. You never know. And that would be the end of it. And he could just move on to whatever project he wanted to next. Or do you think he should have taken it because, hey, you could have rode that money train to the bank and kept playing Green Lantern for a couple years now? Or do you think it was a good choice for him to pass because, hey, DC, has got a stank on it, and it's going to take some time before they really fix things with fans and stuff like that and normies. But yeah, tell me what you guys think about him passing on this role. I'm mixed about the bag. I wish he would have taken it, but I'm not mad that he didn't take it. Josh Brolin's got a Josh Brolin. Also, tell me how you guys feel about this Hunt for Gollum movie and it being 2 movies and Ian McKellen returning as Gandalf. Do you like the fact that he's returning as Gandalf? I think it's a great choice. If he didn't play Gandalf, I'd be like, you guys made a bad decision there. Try to hurry this shit up so he doesn't die on us and everything. How do you feel about them making it 2 movies, possibly 3? I think do you agree with me? Making it 3 movies would just be the worst decision possible. It'd be like The Hobbit all over again. Or do you think 2 movies is the max? Or are you just like, no, 1 movie, 1 and done, and then move on to the next story that you want to tell in the Tolkien verse? Yeah, because I just think, man, it could go downhill real freaking quick and everything. I did hear that this was mostly about Aragorn. It's Aragorn's story, which I'm fine with that also. I don't know, man. If they make it 3 movies, I'm going to be like, you guys are stupid. You're so stupid. Finally, tell me, how do you guys feel about Daniel Destin Cretton getting this gig as director for Spider-Man 4? Obviously, this is a big get for him, but how do you feel about him directing the movie? And are you in agreement with me that this should really be be stick to New York with Spider-Man, be boots on the ground Spider-Man, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Don't try to like make this a big, huge event like an Avengers movie where you add on all these cameos and stuff. Just have him, one bad guy, maybe two bad guys tops, and he's just, fighting in there and everything, just the way we want him. But that's all I got for you guys this week. Tell me what you guys think about all of this. You can go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys on my next week in review. You guys have a good week. Bye.
Hey nerds, if you like this video, go ahead and click that Geek What icon and subscribe. And if you like this video, go ahead and join me every Sunday with my Week in Review.